today a big hotspot and number one, and we made a decision quite a bit prior to that, but we saw what was happening. But if you have any questions, this group will be very happy to do it. But I just want to say they have been, led by Mike Pence, they have been incredible, the job they do. They're working 20 hours a day. This man is working 20 hours a day, or maybe more. Is it more? I think it's more. Tony has been working. I'm just looking at this whole group, and we've created a number of new stars, including the gentleman right behind me. I watched him the other day. It was such a fantastic job you did, and I really appreciate it. But they're going to be answering questions, and we have a lot of new information, so I think you'll find it very interesting. And I'll be going back to the Oval Office. Thank you very much.
Mr. President, there are so many people right now that are rushing to Costco. They're rushing to grocery stores all over the country. They're filling up their baskets. Is that the right move? Do you think that people should actually be saying, maybe conserve as opposed to buy? Also, overnight, Apple, sir, they announced that they're going to be closing all of their stores for 2 weeks. Do you want to see other retail outlets, restaurants, stuff like that do the same thing?
I think it's fine if they do it. I think frankly, it's good if they do it. I think what Apple did is fine. And want to keep people away for a little while, just keep them away. Well, and when it gets better, well, people are going and buying things, and I understand that. By the way, I had my temperature taken coming into the room.
So did we.
You did? Good.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Let's compare. Do you want to compare?
We did all of it, yeah.
Good. Well, that means we're all looking good. I also took the test last night. Yeah. And I decided I should, based on the press conference yesterday. People were asking, did I take the test?
The result, Mr. President?
I don't know, whatever it takes, a day or 2 days, whatever it is. They send it to a lab.
Why did you
take it? You've been sending mixed messages.
Only because the press is going crazy.
Mr. President, respectfully, you've been sending mixed messages. We watched as you shook hands with people yesterday. You have talked about 5 million tests being available, probably won't need that many. Has your own sense of urgency evolved, and are you changing what you're doing?
No, I've been urgent. This is urgent for me right from the beginning. You know that because I closed up our country to China.
But why are you shaking hands, sir?
Because it almost becomes a habit, and you get out of that habit. And frankly, I was a non-handshaker for the most part. I never believed that shaking hands once you become a politician. And I notice it, too. Political people walk up to me. They want to shake my hand. I said, well,
message, sir.
Just wait a minute. Just take it nice and easy, okay? Just relax. People come up to me. They shake hands. They put their hand out. It's sort of a natural reflex, and we're all getting out of it. All of us have that problem. Somebody comes up to you. They put their hand out. You probably tend to just shake it, and we're all getting out of that. Shaking hands is not a great thing to be doing right now. I agree. But people put their hand out. Sometimes I'll put the hand out. You don't think about it. People are thinking about it more and more. We have to think about it. It's important. Somebody said yesterday, I touched the microphone. I was touching it because we have different height people, and I'm trying to make it easy for them because they're going to have to touch because they wouldn't be able to reach the mic. They wouldn't be able to speak in the mic. So I'll move the mic down. And they said, oh, he touched the microphone. Well, if I don't touch it, they're going to have to touch it. Somebody's going to have to. So I might as well be the one to do it. But no, we all have to get away from, getting away from shaking hands is a good thing. And possibly that's something that comes out of this. Maybe people shouldn't be shaking hands for the long term because it does transmit flu and other things. We have flu in our country that kills on average 36,000 people a year. 36,000 people. And, that's something that we're not talking about. But as of this moment, we've lost 50, possibly a little bit less than 50, but probably 50 people. And we're going to try and keep that number as low as possible.
Can you tell us how you did the test go?
The Pentagon is telling service members and their families not to travel domestically. Should all Americans follow that same advice?
Well, if you don't have to travel, I wouldn't do it. If you don't have to travel, we want this thing to end. We don't want a lot of people getting infected. We want it to end and end as quickly as possible. So far, I think we've done a fantastic job. I really think that the people behind me have not been given the credit that they deserve because they have done a fantastic job. When you see all these school closures, the school closures are very important, but it causes a lot of problems. The bill that we signed yesterday takes care of a lot of those problems with children staying at home and the parents are working. Now we take care of that issue with what we passed last night. Now it has to go through the Senate. I have to sign it, but that will happen. But I'm now going back to the White House. You have great professionals, and if there's anything that comes up, if there's anything.
Mr. President, thank you, Mr. President. I just wanted to follow up on that. Are you considering other travel restrictions, perhaps domestically, in that regard? Can you describe what type of
Specifically from certain areas, yes, we are. And we're working with the states, and we are considering other restrictions, yes.
Reuters is reporting that you're going to extend the European travel ban to the UK and Ireland on Monday. Is that accurate?
We're looking at it very seriously, yeah, because they've had a little bit of